One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we do.
Hi, this is Stacy Vanderveen, and this is The Life. Well, always. Growing up, I put on plays all the time for my family, and they'd watch the same ones over and over and still be entertained, I'd say. I always have had the most vivid and crazy imagination. I never got bored. I played with Barbies till I was in junior high because I had so much fun dressing them up and acting out scenes and movies with them, and it's just been a part of me for so long. Basically, they said it's about damn time.
Really?
Because I talked about it all my life, and it came to a point finally. I mean, I wish I would have started pursuing it when I was younger. It's about time is what they said. They were very excited, very supportive. I hate to be cliche, but Julia Roberts is phenomenal. And it's not like I'm just picking a common name. She is just, I love just seeing how she can just change in so many different roles, and when she smiles, it just draws you into the movie. Another actor that I'm loving right now is Emily Blunt, and what she can do with the characters that she's given. I love watching actors pick their character choices. I'm a Cali girl. I was born and raised up north. I love California, and I knew some people down south that had a room for rent, and the time was right. And I said, well, it's a lot easier than moving to a city that I'd never been to, unfortunately. But that's what made it easier, is I just packed up my car and was able to just drive down a few hours. Oh yeah, that I could dress up cute, go to Starbucks, and get discovered. And that was a huge, I mean, really, like, I'd go shopping purposely, even though I couldn't afford it. I'd go to Robertson Boulevard and just be like, oh, I'm standing here, I'm ready to be discovered. And a huge awakening. That's not how it works. It's hard. My boyfriend's a huge part of it. He really believes in me, and I just am getting emotional right now. He does. And I've had so many no's, it's hilarious. But something that I'm learning is just to take the no with a smile and just be like, okay, you'll see me down the road and you're gonna be like, crap, we told her no. Black Swan. Natalie Portman's role in Black Swan, because I was breathless. When I went to see that movie, I was just like, that's incredible. Like, a movie that I could jump into and just transform and just do something totally different. I'm also a huge Harry Potter fan, so I would love to be Hermione Granger. But oh, standing. Well, I hope it comes sooner than 25 years, because I'll be 50. But I hope to be recognized for a project that I worked hard on. To be standing on stage and just taking an award, it just would mean so much. Just to know that I was recognized.
So now probably the most important part of this lecture comes, and it's about FIR filter. FIR filters. So let's start again from our black box here. So we've got our impulse response h of n. So that's our filter. So we know that this can be implemented, and we've got our x of n, and we've got our y of n at the output. And we know that this can be done with a convolution operation here in the sampled domain. So we could do something like x of n convolved with h of n, and we're getting y of n. And we also know that if we want to have y of z, then we just multiply x of z with h of z. So we know also that. So now, how can we implement this filter here, this digital filter? So how can we create a physical implementation of this? So how to implement the filter in software. So really as proper code. And the idea is very simple. So we just the idea is we use the definition of the Z transform. Of the transform for h of z. We define our h of z with the help of the z transform. So this was h of n multiplied by z2 minus n. So that's our z transform of the impulse response h of n. Yeah, so we do that. And so now the second idea is now, or the trick is, so we multiply it with our signal. Yeah, so remember we've got our box here. So let's have this, write this here as h of z. Write this here as a proper box, like this. And this was our x, and this is our y signal here. And so now what we can just write is h of z multiplied by x of z, and then this is per definition here of our function here, sum of n equals 0 to infinity, h of n z2 minus n, and then this is x of z. So now we just need to analyze this term here. Yeah, so z2 minus n here, that's a delay by n samples. And this is our input signal. And this here is essentially just a factor, or factors in this case, because it depends on the n. So we know this is our impulse response. So with that, we have essentially a circuit diagram defined. This means here we have an infinite sum of these delayed input signals, and we're just adding them up by this factor h of n, which is our impulse response. So we can directly draw a circuit diagram basically with that. Let's just write this here again down here because it's very important. So h of z multiplied by x of z, and then this is sum n equals 0 to infinity, and then this is here h of n, and then this is z to minus n, and then this is x of z. So this is our, and this is here our output y of z. So remember, this was our box here, h of z, and this is filtering our signal x, and we're getting our signal y of z out there. So now this gives us a direct recipe of a data flow diagram here. So this here gives us a data flow diagram. Because remember here, so this was a delay, and this delay acts on this x of z. So in other words, so if we go back to our sample domain here, then what we need to do is we need to create delay steps, and in this writing infinite number of delay steps, and then we take the undelayed version here and multiplying this here with h of 0. So we multiply this here by h of 0. Then we take the version delayed by 1 time step here and multiply this by h of 1. And then we multiply this here by h of 2. And we multiply this one here by h of 3. And so on and so on. And then what we do is we just sum this up here and send this out here, and this is our output signal y of n. Let's just make nice arrows on this here. That is feeding into this here. And this obviously goes on forever in this definition here. So if we have a construction like this one here, this here, then this construction is called FIR filter. Let's redraw the FIR filter again. So FIR filter. So an FIR filter has delay steps by 1 sample. So that's a